This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. We're just happy and smiling. Doing almost anything. Having fun and just living. Shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.
This is the Barbados Today morning update. I'm Dawn Paris. Hope you had a great weekend and thanks for joining us on this Monday, November 10th, 2014. Well, government appears to be exploring Dr. David Estwick's suggestion that it look to the Arabs for financial assistance. The cabinet minister has confirmed that talks between officials from the Barbados government and the United Arab Emirates have begun. Earlier this year, Estwick wrote to the Prime Minister appealing to him to take up a low-interest loan offer from the oil-rich Arabs to help restore this country to economic growth. Responding to a question at a Democratic Labour Party St. Lucie branch meeting last night about whether the offer had been considered, the Agriculture Minister had this to say.
A team of persons from the UAE, led by persons from Abu Dhabi and Dubai, were in Barbados, and they had fruitful discussions, and those discussions are ongoing. That's the best way for me to answer.
We continue with a plea from the principal of the Barbados Community College for adequate funding for that tertiary institution. The plea from Dr. Gladstone Best followed comments by BCC Board Chairman Stephen Broom that some of the college programs are being taught under uneconomic circumstances. Addressing the college's 2014 graduation ceremony over the weekend, Dr. Best stressed the importance of these disciplines being taught at the college, and he said a lack of funding would affect its work.
Given that the Barbados Community College produces graduates in critical sectors of the economy, it is essential that this institution be given the requisite resources to deliver its programs within an environment that can optimize learning. In our curriculum development and operational planning, we focus on quality assurance to ensure that graduates can compete in the global arena. Inadequate funding produces quality issues that may constrain the college's efforts at improvement. My simple plea is for adequate funding for BCC.
And there was another call of a different nature at the graduation. Blind valedictorian Janelle Odell urged Barbadians to be more embracing of people with disabilities.
20 years ago, it is highly probable that I would not have been given the chance to be anyone's valedictorian. As we look around our society, the number of disabled people achieving their academic goals are very few. This is not only because of the social mentality that disabled people are invalids and worth nothing, but it is because we are conditioned to think that disability has made us insignificant and incapable. It is for this reason that I must thank my family today, especially my parents, who knew that I had potential and kept pushing me.
There's a move on to make St. Lawrence Gap more visitor-friendly in time for the coming winter season. This from operator of Time Out in the Gap, Rod Weatherhead, who currently heads a Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association committee that is spearheading revitalization of this once premier entertainment spot on the island. He said that while many operators have invested in renovation of their properties, there remain issues such as sanitation and security that must be addressed to ensure comfort of visitors in the peak season.
Our objective on the committee for the BHTA was to really bring the stakeholders together and try and pick some of the low-hanging fruit before the winter started, and then go after a lot of the other problems that we saw needed to be addressed in the area. These problems started with, well, first, the beautification or cleanliness of the area, 2, the safety of the area, and then you have stuff like drainage that need to be sorted out, which is a major problem in this area, and also, well, under safety and security, you have lighting, cameras, and stuff like that there that protect the visiting guests and locals alike.
He was speaking over the weekend as students in the Tourism Masters program at the University of the West Indies offered some research-based recommendations for bringing life back to the Gap. Those included splitting the St. Lawrence Gap into 2 zones, one side to cater to people seeking relaxation and the other for those interested in partying and other activities. They also recommended a ban on parking in the Gap with provision for parking on dedicated spots outside, as well as masquerade and spring break festivals.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
The Barbados Food and Wine and Rum Festival, November 20th to 23rd. Taste the culinary delights of top local and international chefs like Marcus Samuelson, Anne Burrell, Tyler Florence, Roger Mooking, Michael Hines, Dane Sadler, Daphne's Restaurant, and more. The Barbados Food and Wine and Rum Festival, 5th edition, November 20th to 23rd. Visit foodwinerum.com or contact Premier Event Services Inc. at 435-0670. Get your tickets now at Wine World or Ticket.
We continue with sports. A whitewash for Windies women. They lost the 2020 International Series against Australia after losing the 4th and final match yesterday. It was the 4th consecutive loss for the Windies women in the series. After opting to bat first in the final match, the regional side limped to 107 for 7 from their 20 overs. The Australians reached 111 in 14.1 overs, losing just 2 wickets. In regional news, Attorney General Anil Nandalan has urged the opposition in Guyana to reconsider tabling a no-confidence motion against the government in Parliament today. Last week, President Donald Ramotar threatened to either suspend or dissolve Parliament if the opposition proceeds with its planned no-confidence motion. Further afield, President Barack Obama says the deployment of 1,500 more U.S. troops to Iraq marks a new phase in the war against Islamic State militants. He says the new troops, although non-combat advisors, could help Iraq go on the attack against ISIS. A U.S.-led coalition has been helping Iraqi and Kurdish ground forces with hundreds of airstrikes since August. Iraqi forces have now reportedly seized large parts of Baji, home to Iraq's biggest oil refinery, from ISIS. Officials said troops now controlled half of the town, about 130 miles north of the capital, Baghdad. And that's where we end our morning update. We'll be back again this afternoon with more news, but you don't have to wait until then to get the latest news and sports. Just log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, and of course on Channel 101 on Lime TV. So many ways to get your news and sports. I'm Dawn Paris. Enjoy your day, and don't forget to tune in to our afternoon update.
This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. Oh, we're just happy and smiling. Doing almost anything. Having fun and just living. Whoa, shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.